New developments now in the fight against the Delta COVID variant. The state of Missouri tonight saying more than 3 million have now completed vaccination. As that news comes in, there's news coming out of Jefferson County, where there are legal moves to squash efforts to contain the virus. The fight seeks to end student quarantine requirements. News 4's Russell Kinsall details one lawsuit targeting Jefferson County Health, the other going after the Fox C6 school district.
One of the most contentious parts of the pandemic has become the time that kids have to stay home after they've been exposed to someone who tests positive for COVID.
If they're not testing positive and they're not showing symptoms, I think a 2-week quarantine is way too excessive.
More than excessive, 2 new lawsuits are claiming the quarantine period at Jefferson County is illegal and are asking a judge to stop it.
And so this litigation is about saying to our leaders, no, you have to follow state law and you have to make sure that you're protecting kids' rights to their education.
One lawsuit was filed against the Fox C6 school district, the other against the Jefferson County Health Department. There are similarities between the two and some differences. Both lawsuits claim that state law requires public health orders to be renewed every 21 days, but the district's COVID rules and the county's guidance to districts have not been and therefore have expired. Both claim children are being denied an education by being kept at home without due process, and that children are denied the right to peaceably assemble in school. I asked if students are actually being denied a right to an education if they can study at home for 2 weeks.
So this is the real heart of the question is, does having a mask requirement or does prohibiting a kid from being in the classroom prohibit them from getting access to that free education? I think it's really clear that it does.
Now the differences. The lawsuit against the health department claims it failed to hold a public hearing over the quarantine guidance and that it wasn't passed in accordance with state law. But I ask if health department guidance and school district rules are the same as public health orders.
Whether you call it a guidance or an order or a rule or regulation or a law, if it has binding weight and authority and is enforceable, then it's a law and it has to follow the appropriate state statutes.
Neither the Fox District or Health Department would comment. A hearing is set for October 26th on a request for a temporary restraining order to immediately stop the Health Department's guidance to school districts in Jefferson County. In Hillsborough, Russell Kinsall, News 4.